All right, I'll give you one guess what I'm making. Can you figure it out? I think so. I'm going to be making some topiaries. And I'm going to be using these urns that I found. The color is in Good Queen Bess's throat thingy. What do you call that? Her scarf, somebody let me know what that's actually called. I have no idea. Well, I was very much looking forward to start doing some craft projects. You know, I just haven't felt crafty since I've moved here because we're going to be in a state, and I've been holding off and holding back, and I can finally let myself enjoy crafting when there's not big messes and construction going on. So I thought going into spring, I'm going to make topiaries, and I found some eggs that were very much the color of the colors I'm doing here at Sugarwood. We have some taupes and light greens and light blues. There's some creamy yellows in here. And I was inspired by Martha Stewarts' video from maybe the 90s. I'm watching a lot of her old vintage shows to inspire me to maybe reshare some of Martha Stewart's craft projects that I loved so much. And when I saw not only these eggs, but I found these urns that are very close to what's in the photo, or the painting of Good Queen Bess, right in her neck piece. I don't know what you call that ruffle, but it's almost the same blue. So I thought, how fun to make these topiaries for either the mantle, the table, and I'm going to make them so that I can take the cone off and then just reuse these other ways. But let me get this warmed up. In the meantime, I do have a little glass of water here just in case the hot glue gets on me. I have the Spanish moss. I have some little ribbons that I might use, the faux eggs, and once again, you can blow the real eggs if you want to and then have just a very light shell. But when I take a long time to do a craft project, it's nice when you can reuse it. And if I had chickens that laid beautiful colored eggs and I wanted to make an omelet or something, or a dozen omelets, I would probably try blowing them out too. But I don't have that kind of time, and I don't have assistants. So this is what we're going to do. And I'm prepared. I'm just gonna work here on the table, let myself make a nice big mess. I don't care. I'm just gonna wipe it off afterwards and go from there, because this is a mess that will be fun to make. So this sheet moss, or the Spanish moss, comes in a really big sheet, all pushed together. And what I'm gonna be doing is putting the glue on the cone. I could have little scissors here too, because I like to work with this stuff in pieces. First going to put this on in one layer. The eggs will then go on, and then I will go around the eggs or pull some out around the edges. I'll clear now at least. Ow, water. Ow. My water wasn't close enough, but it hardened it quickly. Wow. Okay. See, came in handy. Wow. Oh, Martha makes it look so much easier. This is when I really started to think and wonder, why was hot glue used? So I'm gonna make this easier. I'm gonna go find my floral picks and do it right. Floral picks. I'm gonna go see if I can find those. All right, I found what I was looking for, but in the meantime, I was thinking, if I couldn't find them, what would I do? But I did find a few floral picks that I had stashed away. And I used to work for a florist, and I can assure you, if they were making topiaries, they wouldn't be using hot glue. And I know it's an easy craft thing to get, but if you can find floral picks, this will be so much more secure. But while I was searching for these, I was like, okay, if I can't find floral picks, what can I do that's easier? Because I'm sorry, Martha, the glue's just gonna take me too long, and I just want it to be a little more secure. So I started thinking, since this is so covered with eggs, I could pretty much wire wrap the moss on, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try that first. I'm going to take these eggs off just to get them fresh start. Fresh start. So you see it here, folks. All right, so I'm just going to put the moss on here. I'm going to wire wrap it and then go from there. And I will show you the floral picks also. I'm guessing many of you have already seen them used. And I could use the floral pick just to hold some things on while I'm working. That's what I'll do. Just gonna take one of these floral picks and push it in. Once again, just taking the floral pick, I'm just gonna push it in, and that really is gonna make it secure. But I'm gonna wire wrap this. I could even take these pins out once I wire wrap it to use them again. Because like I said, I only have about 15 or so there. See how much faster it is with the floral picks? Wow. And also, like I said, with the weight of the eggs on it will be a lot easier. But I'm gonna take that a step further. And I only have, I think, 4 or 5 floral picks in here. I'm making a big mess. And I'm just going to wrap this to hold it on. Just gonna give this a little wrap here. Do it nice and tight. And I'm just going to twirl this around just to hold some of it on. And right now it might look a little tight when I'm doing it, but I'm going to be adding more afterwards. And then just secure that. I'm going to secure that with another pin. Here we go. All right, so that's not going anywhere now. That makes me feel better. Now I can have fun with putting eggs on. You want your eggs to go one direction. I almost did that one upside down. So if you try to do this and you haven't done it before, I very much would recommend using the floral picks first with putting on the Spanish moss. And then I did also use the wire. I think it really secured that Spanish moss a little bit more. I like having it extra secure actually, because I'll be packing these up and putting them away till next year as well. Now that I'm getting closer to the top, it's going a little faster, but I'm certainly not going to have enough for the second topiary. And I'm concerned that when I go back, if I go back to get more, I'm not going to find more, because these were part of a 40% off sale and there was not much Easter left, unless I can see if they sell online. I think this was from Hobby Lobby. I popped in while I was making some returns at Home Depot. I'm using some of the smaller eggs. There's 2 sizes here that they have in the packages. And I'm using some of the smaller ones for some odd spots when I'm making a transition around the tree. Like right here, I put a little tiny one in. So I'm trying to alternate them also, so they're over a seam for each side. Some areas I got a little bit off kilter with them, but so far so good. You know, this is a fun project for our home, and that's all I'm looking forward to. This is for us to enjoy here, for a little spring spirit and Easter. I wish I had enough for 2, because was the plan with the urns, but we'll see. I might find myself out and about and I can look for more. Well, it was half successful because I ran out of eggs. I have a few left, the smaller size, and then some that I pulled off of the tree. But to go from a green foam cone to that was a lot of fun. And I'm just gonna hold on to this one in case I can find more eggs. If not, I will just deal with one. I'm so pleased with how close that color is. I am pretty good with mind color, so if I'm out and about, I can pretty much remember a color, and that was spot on. I was lucky with that one. So, there we go. Now I'll do something to adhere it a little bit better, but for the most part, I'm doing it so that it is movable, and I can change out these urns. I'm very pleased with that. Here comes the quartz piece for the Tavern. He's doing a little shoveling on our step. We thought we did enough for them, but I think they're using a little rolling dolly that helps them carry it in. We just walked through to see which would be the best way to bring it in. So I think they're coming in this way. We push back the dining room table, because then they're gonna have to make a turn. And remember, this is a long piece. They make a turn, and then they're going to turn into this room. And hopefully this is not in the way. Our contractors put it there, and they said they'll be able to figure it out. So I hope so. And this guy also felt pretty confident there's no problem. All right. So after the contractors come on Thursday, then I will really, really, really get excited about getting things pulled together, because now I could put a lot of the other glassware in the dishes into the Tavern. Oh, they pulled the truck back even further. This is going to be a heavy piece for them. I almost don't want to watch. I am like really nervous about the old floors in the dining room and how much weight they'll support. I mean, yikes. I'm like, I should probably just like stay out of the way. I can hear them. Okay, so they have the piece of granite on the little dolly thing. I'm now wondering if I should have moved all this. Maybe I'll do it quickly because they're coming in. Okay, we did just have to push this down to make the little turn.
What's the best thing? Polish. Flip up. Push. Push. Okay. Go ahead.
So now they're going to glue it down. Boy, what a beast. But they actually cut this so it goes right around the door frame. And then we have all the space here that the cabinet will then go over and cover these. And luckily I didn't do final painting here because I knew this was all gonna happen. That's minor. But check this out. Oh, we've got our bar top, our folding laundry top. Amazing. Amazing. What a beast. Okay, now I wish that my guys were here today. I can't wait to see this up. When using this type of dusting brush, I like to rub it on my clothes first, or even my hair if it's not up, to make some static, which clings to the dust. Here's my flower vase. When I first bought this and had it for a few years, the inside of this smelled like mothballs. But I am pleased to announce that I sprayed this whole area with Febreze, and then I put in some of these, they're actually little dryer sachets that I used to sell. I think I might still have some online, I'm not sure. But I also used to stick them in drawers, into shoes. They actually still smell a little bit. And I had those in here also, and it seemed to have soaked up the smell. There's no mothball smell in here whatsoever. I bet there isn't here though. Oh, I forgot I put stuff in here. Once again, getting rid of the smell. Nothing. It smells wonderful in here. Actually smells like pine because of those candles. And this might be lavender. I have no idea. So right now I'm just putting everything on the dining room table so I can shut this lid again. But some of these candles I can get rid of. Before putting everything back, I did polish the blanket chest with some lemon oil that I had on hand. This is when being a little taller would be helpful, and of course I'm not going to grab the ladder, which is right next to me, because that would be a smart thing to do. I'm now going to make sure that the wire is on the actual hook and not just the nail, because if it's on the nail, it could still pull out of the wall. I should have dusted these when they were on the floor, but I'm going to go nice and slow, once again, just because the static will grab the dust. If I was going too fast, it would just move it about the room. I was going to put the decanters in the Tavern, but honestly, sometimes the eastern sunlight comes in and shines on the crystal and it's just too pretty, so I decided to leave them here. For those concerned, these are lead-free crystal decanters. Bye-bye, dust. Time to return to the earth. On the next morning, I decided to make some pancakes, and these are the apple cider pancakes that I sell online and at the store, and they are so good, but I didn't have cider, so right now I'm going to make them with water, and they still taste just as good. They are all natural ingredients, made locally, and they are so delicious. This is the moment I do wish I had some apple cider on hand, but I'll pick some up at the store. And if you have a regular pancake mix at home and that calls for water, use apple cider if you'd like. It will taste delicious, I promise. Alright, I'm just making sure the griddle is hot enough, and I'm going to share a little secret for those of you who don't know how or when the perfect time is to flip a pancake. I just noticed I'm wearing what I like to call my Lucille Ball pajamas. They're satin and they're so very comfortable. If I can find the old link, because Ben bought these for me online, I will put it below. I think they might even be on my Amazon store, I'm not sure. Okay, so many of you probably know this, but for those of you who don't, because it took me a long time for somebody to share this bit of information, you flip your pancakes once there are a lot of bubbles, not only on the edges, but in the middle as well. Once they have those bubbles, it means it's cooking on the inside as well. Now this last one is not quite ready, so I'm going to wait because there's not a lot of bubbles inside yet. And then I'm going to check to see if they move easily on the griddle, because if they don't, they're not ready to flip. It's somewhat like the scallops that I showed you on a previous video. The pancakes will tell you. Now right now, just in a few seconds, it came off easily, so I know they were ready to put on the platter. Other than the mishap of overcooking, this is pretty much a foolproof way of making the perfect pancake. I am somewhat patiently waiting for the contractors to arrive. Yesterday, the Quartz was installed for the Tavern laundry room, and now they're coming back today to install the upper cabinets, the glass in the upper cabinets, the knobs. The only thing they are not installing is the crown molding and baseboard molding because that came in the wrong size. But as you can see, I'm sitting here in the kitchen, added a few more accessories, put up my Williamsburg prints right where they were before, and I'm just enjoying a cup of coffee with one of the napkins I found tucked away that I forgot I had in the blanket chest. The contractors did what they came to do. Now it's my turn to do a little more spring cleaning in the tavern and decorating. Now here's a product my mother always used as I was a child, and I've always used it. It's amazing for filling scratches and deep scratches. You can either put it on your cloth and just buff it in, but for this piece, I'm going to actually sprinkle on a bit and rub it in because these are fairly deep scratches. This is an old piece that I've had for many years. And a side note from somebody who has had this happen, this will stain skin and clothes and fabric, so just be careful with it if you choose to use this. Now it was time for me to put away glassware, some books, put some accessories out, and for those of you who have asked, no, this does not rattle. I put anti-vibration feed on the bottom of the washer and dryer, and so far, so good. We have another snowstorm and Willow is not too sure about going out. It certainly is beautiful. Poor girl. At least it's not up to her chest yet. She's still stalking squirrels and birds. I guess I will need to join her because she doesn't want to go anywhere unless I come out. She's just sitting. So, it just smells so crisp and clean out here. There she goes with her bird hunting again. Wow. This is some wet snow. We're gonna probably see some power outages for some. Under that pile of snow were all the greens that were around the doors, and I asked Ben just to put them on the table so I could take them apart and take the lights out, which I haven't done yet. I don't think I'll be doing that for a while. It's hard to believe that soon I'll be filling these boxes. Ben and I actually decided we're going to get more wood. We're going to enclose them with new pieces of wood, make them a little higher, and bring in more soil. It's very pretty out right now. Thank you for following along today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Some spring and Easter decorating, some spring cleaning, a little update on the Tavern, and how to make the perfect pancake. If you haven't already subscribed or hit that like button, please do so if you enjoyed this video and my other videos. My whole purpose here is to help inspire you and others to find their own version of fine living, no matter how simple or grand that may be, no matter where you live. Bye now.